Welcome to Duo Chat with Brittany
and Cynthia, where we talk about drama shows
like Dawson's Creek, One Tree Hill, and more.
Hi everyone, I'm Brittany.
And I'm Cynthia.
And today we're talking about Season 8, Episode 9, titled Between Raising Hell and Amazing Grace. Air date November 16th, 2010, and the synopsis is:
The gang gathers last minute at Nathan and Haley's to spend Thanksgiving. So Haley is writing another letter to Lucas. And apparently she's been doing this for a while because she says a year has flown by because it's almost Thanksgiving.
Well, I definitely know. It seems like in each episode, she does write to Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just kind of, it's just strange because, like, again, it was the beginning of Season 7 and now we're almost to halfway point in Season 8.
Mm-hmm.
And she's still writing to him.
Right. And then she brings up the time when they were kids and they used to break the wishbone together. And then, because that's brought back later with her and Jamie. And
do you really think she did? Because that would mean they'd have to spend like Thanksgiving together, and I'm sure she spent it with her family.
Well, I'm sure Lucas probably was at her house too. Maybe they kind of took turns, or maybe Haley's parents invited Karen and Lucas, because I can see that happening too. So
I don't know, just kind of like, okay.
I mean, because we only see them like when they're like, what, 16? So they had many years of friendship before that we didn't even see. So it probably could happen back then when they were younger, at least.
Yeah, but even when Haley's parents were introduced, it wasn't like Karen was like, oh, like acting like she has spent any time with these people. And it was kind of like, okay, which is understandable if only the kids are friends. But if you're inviting each other to holidays, then I would think you'd be friendly with each other. Like, well, I don't know, just closer than acting like two strangers on a screen. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they didn't have a relationship.
Well, maybe then Haley and Lucas, after they got done eating their dinners, met somewhere and then did the wishbone there.
Yeah, like, I could see that better because I'm like, I don't know. They just didn't seem like, oh, you know, like, good. I don't know. It was just kind of weird how it would play off because I'm like, your kids are supposed to be best friends.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and remember, Karen always said how Haley was the one that would come over because remember she had this big family, even though she only has two sisters. But so I don't really think they really spent a lot of time with her family. I mean, think about it. Lucas didn't really truly know really Taylor at all. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's not like, oh, my best friend's sister that I spent all this time with too. I mean, even in Season 9, remember when Lucas comes back? They're kind of, it's like, hey, remember my sister Quinn? Like, who would say that? If you're best friends and you spent all this time together, you know? You would know that person's family. So that's what was odd too, because I'm like, hey, did he spend no time with this family? Because that's what it seems like.
I don't know. Maybe the writers just didn't even know the earlier seasons of the show to know their established friendship.
Well, see, and that's what sucks because, like, we're now almost to the end, and they're supposed to be best friends since they were kids, little, and had all this time together, and then you're not even going to really explain it or show us how close they really were.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it was nice of a throwback.
Right. And then Brooke is trying to prep her turkey, but she's being grossed out about the process. And Julian tells her seeing her cook is turning him on. And then the timer for the oven goes off where she was cooking apple crisp, apparently. And then that's when Sylvia walks out saying she got the ingredients for one of Julian's favorite dishes. And she notices a peel in Brooke's apple crisp. And then Sylvia is saying like she hopes no one chokes on it. And that's when Brooke Brooke checks the cookbook where she reads off 3 pounds apples, but Julian points out it actually says peeled, not pounds. So,
Do you think, like Haley, because when you think about it, like Quinn's out of town, it's just Clay. So it would just be Clay with Nathan, Haley, and Jamie. Do you think like Haley would have invited Brooke, Julian, and his mom? I mean, given how Brooke and Haley were so close. Like, because it was just the three of them. So Brooke is making this big dinner for the three of them. And it's like, don't you think Haley would have invited them from the start? And maybe that's where it could have been like, Brooke was like, no, I'm just going to make Thanksgiving by myself, like, and show Sylvia, because Brooke really doesn't seem like the cook. And so maybe she was like, we're just going to have it, the three of us, because I don't know, like, again, like if it was like a huge family event thing, well, then yeah, Brooke could probably be on her own. But like, it's literally just Nathan, Haley, Jamie, and Clay. So I'm like, I feel like Brooke would have been invited, the three of them. So I'm like, maybe Brooke wanted to just do it on her own. And then obviously it fails.
yeah, well, Haley cooked a lot of the food, and Nathan, I think it was Nathan who said, like, I can't remember, it's in the notes, but apparently this has happened often where people come over last second anyways because they're plans.
I'm just saying, like, from the start, I feel like she would have been invited.
Yeah, she probably was, but she probably told Haley that she was going to try to cook it herself this year.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And I don't know. That's why, like, when they come to her house, it could have been like, I knew you'd be here or something, like, just because, like, she had invited, I don't know, just like some indication. But I'm like, or like even Brooke being like, oh, like, like something of how Haley had invited her. I don't know. Because again, it doesn't really seem like Haley wouldn't invite some of these people, especially one she lived with, which is Brooke. So that's all. Because it seemed like Brooke and Haley had become more than friends, like sisters. And you would invite that person. So that's why I'm like, I don't know. I kind of feel like Brooke was invited and then just chose not to go.
Yeah, that's what I always thought. And yeah, this is Brooke's first Thanksgiving having her own little family outside of the Scotts, So Haley understood that she probably wanted to just try her own new tradition, at least. And maybe from Haley living with Brooke, she knew that she couldn't really cook that well, so she probably expected things to go wrong. So she always made the extra food anyhow.
Because I mean, think about it. Brooke is not a cook. So like, yeah, I'm like, if you can't cook, do not say you'll cook Thanksgiving.
Yeah, she just probably wanted to try to impress Sylvia too. So,
well, and then why didn't Sylvia help at all?
She probably did, but Brooke didn't want her to show that she could do it on her own.
Because I think that would have been funny, like the two of them trying to cook together, and then they try to burn the house down. That would have been funnier.
Yeah, but Brooke seemed to do that all on her own anyhow. And then Nathan, Clay, and Jamie are watching, or not watching, playing a game of football outside. And then Clay mentions about making Nathan an official as an agent, but he needs his transcripts from school so he can get the certificate.
All I know is Clay just came out of the hospital a couple episodes ago, and he is moving fast and hard on Nathan becoming an agent.
And then Mouth brings up about skills. If he remembers the road trip they made, so he get Millie back, and they're watching the Macy's parade on TV, and he says Millie loves parades, and Skills is overhearing about Millie. So he reminds Mouth that's Thanksgiving, and he ordered them a turkey that's organic and farm fresh.
Oh, by the way, I did like that they showed the Macy's Day Parade. Because it's something like I grew up doing.
Yeah.
Like the morning of, like, watching the parade, it was always one of my favorite things. And so, like, to see it, like, being shown on a TV show was fun.
Yeah. And then someone's at the door, so Skills gets it, thinking it's their food, but it's Millie. And then he tells her that he was thinking it was their food, so she tries to make him laugh by flapping her arms and saying gobble gobble like a turkey, but it doesn't work.
Well, and apparently she has no family to go back to.
She's from New York, right? So they're probably in New York, maybe.
Well, we don't really know if she is from New York. We know she worked in New York. Because
Yeah,
she could have went to college and became Brooke's assistant after, you know what I mean? Like right after graduation or something. Or maybe she had gotten what you call it? Like when you're in college.
Internship,
Yeah. At like Brooke's business. And then they were like, oh, like she did so well, they just hired her or something. So
yeah, well,
I don't know. So we don't really, that's the problem. It's like we don't really know too much about like her backstory. Because I don't know if she's from New York or she's from somewhere else.
well, they made it seem like her big move from New York to Tree Hill was a big deal to be with Mouth. So I don't know, it's not like she was kind of like taking up all of her life and moving it to Tree Hill in that case.
Yeah, so I don't know, but I'm just like, okay, she had no family there. It's just gonna be now the three of them.
Mm-hmm.
And also like Skills has a family.
Right.
Mouth has a family. Where are these people?
Mm-hmm.
I wish like they would have at least said something like why they're all together.
Right.
Because it's kind of like we've seen these people's families and they're not like bad people where it would be like Victoria, I don't want to spend any holiday with you. It's not like that. So I'm like with them. So I'm like, why wouldn't we? And I think that's why we never saw holiday episodes too through the years. Because of it. Like, you know, they'd have to explain it or someone's parent would have to show up or, you know, like they didn't want all that. Where because it's a group show, it's about friends, they just took all that out until they got older and oh, now we're gonna have a small little Christmas episode and that kind of stuff. And it's like, and now a Thanksgiving episode, it's like, what?
Right. Well, that's how Friends was too. They're all adults having Thanksgiving together, pretty much just them. And that, was fun to watch and it worked.
Well, it worked because they kind of all didn't like their families. That's why it worked. And some other families weren't even there. So it's like, because like Phoebe didn't really have a family. Joey's was
Mhm.
just too big and he liked being with the friends anyway. I mean, I think Friends worked because they established that they'd rather be with each other than be with their families.
Mhm.
So they always just made it the Friendsgiving
Yeah.
where and I think even some of the episodes they would say like, "Oh, my parent got stuck here," or whatever. So obviously that's why I think it was like Rachel, like that's why she's stuck there. And it's like that kind of thing where here they didn't establish anything. And I think like that's the difference between the shows is like just establish it a little more,
Mhm.
you know? Or
Right.
maybe they did it like the weekend before or something. They did Thanksgiving with their families or something. Like maybe this should have just been like a Friendsgiving. Like
Mhm.
not on Thanksgiving, just like that Saturday or the Friday after, just because like you would think that they'd spend time with their families.
Yeah, well, the Thanksgiving wasn't really a thing until many years later too.
Yeah, well, they could have made it one.
Mm.
I know, but they could have still all got together. I mean, like people had different Thanksgivings. Like some people had more than one Thanksgiving with family.
Mhm.
Whether you have like a couple different sides and all that, or you had one with a group of people, whether it was on your street or whatever. Like some people had more than one Thanksgiving. So I'm just saying they could have done it that way. It would have
Yeah.
made more sense of like, you know what? We had our Thanksgiving with our family. It was okay, but we would rather have like this Friday or Saturday where it's just all of us and we're just having fun. Like that
Mhm.
kind of thing.
Yeah. And then Mouth brings up the gladiator guy to Millie, thinking that she would be there with, or spending time with him. But apparently didn't end up going anywhere because he apparently asked her to polish his sword, and then says that he seemed like he was jealous, Mouth, and he admits that he might have been.
Oh, yeah, he definitely was.
And then says a lot, yeah. And then the guys, Jamie, Nathan, and Clay, see that Haley made a lot of food.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so-
where
yeah.
Nathan says, it's just the 4 of us. It's like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But she also invited Aaron as well. And other people always show up, she says. So yeah, this is like a regular thing.
Well,
Maybe not.
I think this was their trying to show us everyone's going to show up together. I think that's what
Maybe,
it
yeah.
was.
Yeah. And then Jamie wants to break the wishbone, but Haley tells him they'll get to it later. And then Brooke is cooking in the kitchen as well, still struggling to follow the cookbook. And then the smoke alarm goes off. It's coming from the oven. The turkey is burning. And Brooke tries to stop her, but Sylvia puts it out with the fire the fire thing,
Extinguisher.
Yeah. And of course, this makes the turkey not edible anymore. And Julian suggests that they scrape it off.
I will say that scene was hilarious.
Yeah, so it's funny to see Brooke and Sylvia give him a look after he said that. And then, so yeah, all 3 of them end up at Haley and Nathan's. And then at the apartment, Skills is making the food when he asks Millie what's up between her and the gladiator guy. And before she can say anything, the timer goes off. So while Skills checks on that, she tells Mouth she's glad that Chase gave him the day off.
It's
Mouth
weird
says-
that he would ask about the gladiator when she already talked about the gladiator.
Yeah, but it was just to Mouth. Skills was probably in the kitchen. I mean, even though realistically he should have been able to hear because it's not that far, but yeah. And then Mouth says that Chase was going to close the bar today, but decided to leave it open for people who have nowhere to go. But we see there's no people with nowhere to go, so Chase is the only one there. And apparently he dusts off a bottle that looks like it'd been sitting there for centuries and has a shot.
I will say it looked like the only one that wasn't having fun was Chase.
Yeah. And then Victoria's released from prison. And the guard makes...
How?
Huh?
How?
Yeah, I don't know. They didn't really say.
Because I know from like here on out, she doesn't go to prison. And I'm like, but this was a federal offense. And this was jail time.
Mhm.
How are you not in jail?
Yeah, well, it was like maybe a few months at most.
Yeah, and
If it
that's
was
it.
a-
And yeah, I'm like, wow, so she got a little slap on the wrist. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even think they had a trial.
No.
So that's why I'm like, how is she already out? Like, I could see if they had bail or something. But the fact that she never goes back, it's like, what?
Yeah, it seemed like she made a deal way back, so Brooke wouldn't get in trouble and only she would take the blame.
Yeah, so
the
she would go to
fall, so-
prison.
Yeah, so she just probably made some deal like with lawyers or something, so she didn't need to go to court for it, I guess.
See, that's why I liked when Dan turned himself in, because we actually got to see him go to prison.
Mm-hmm.
And then we did that jump, and even though the 4 or 5 years that he was in prison wasn't long enough for murder, but like at least we got to see him in there, and we know he was in there for a while because of the whole jump. Here, she was only in there for a couple episodes, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that wasn't long enough for her, especially her behavior, because she's hasn't learned a thing.
Right. Yeah, they just want her to be out for this episode at least, so they just, let her out early, it seems.
Well, that's why they should have done she was out on bail or something, and then she has to prepare for the trial or something, and that's when she gives in or something, you know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
like the lawyer's like, this isn't looking good for you, Victoria.
Yeah.
And they're not going to go on your side and all. Like that, her going through the whole trial thing would have been good.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, like, they just kind of shut it down. And it's like, no, actually, it would have been good to see. And that would have made more sense of this whole 8 episodes before.
Mm-hmm.
Because now it just seems like after this, it's like, whatever. It happened.
Right.
I'm sorry, but if that was you and your parent, everything wouldn't be fine. You honestly would probably never talk to that parent ever again.
Mm-hmm.
If they did what they did and tried to put you in prison.
Right.
So that's why I'm like, no, that doesn't really sound right. I just would have liked to see it instead of her just getting out and, oh, everything's good now.
Mm-hmm. And then Skill's farm fresh turkey arrives, and it seems like Skills didn't know what that meant, so he's shocked to see a live turkey at the door. And Mouth thinks this is funny, and Skills doesn't, and is ready to do the first step to cook it. So he picks up a cleaver knife, but Millie and Mouth tell Skills he can't just kill it, but Skills demands to eat turkey on Turkey Day. And the second it makes a sound, though, Skills backs up and changes his mind, because of course he's afraid of animals that remember.
I will say that's one thing that I do love that they continue to do with this character because it's hilarious.
Yeah, that's one thing they don't forget. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
So, of course, they go to Haley Nathan's as well. And Brooke is making turkeys, little arts and crafts turkeys with Jamie. And Jamie asks Sylvia if she wants to make one. And she tells him no.
No, but she said, where does your mom keep the wine or the alcohol or whatever? I'm like, of course, that's the only thing you want. I'm actually surprised Sylvia didn't even just bring herself a bottle so she can drink it.
Right. And of course, Jamie, being the sweet kid that he is, actually goes to check for her.
Because think about it, Haley's pregnant. So like maybe Nathan is being good too, like not drinking as much. So like how do you know that they have alcohol in the house? Because again, maybe they didn't buy it, especially just for Clay, like he can go home and drink. So it's like maybe they didn't really have alcohol. So like that's why I'm surprised she didn't just bring her own. Like especially because she drinks, it seems like she drinks from the bottle and the whole bottle. So that's why I'm like, girl, just bring your own.
Yeah.
Especially because you invited yourself, basically.
Yeah, I think out of all the drinkers on the show, she's the one that drinks the most.
Because I know Deb had that phase too, but she got over it.
And then Sylvia asks Brooke if she's heard from her mom yet today, giving her a first little clue there. But Brooke says no, and she's thankful for that. Although she does wonder if they'll be serving turkey in prison.
That's kind of
funny. Yeah, Sylvia tells her, doesn't she want to wish her a happy holiday? And Brooke says that would be a bad idea.
Why would Sylvia even want to encourage them?
Yeah, and be interested in knowing, more about that. So Brooke's like, no, they ended, things on bad terms. And, she starts saying she would rather tell her to choke on a yam or shove a turkey up her and then tell Sylvia she's just glad to have a drama-free holiday with her and Julian. So, of course, Sylvia then goes to check on the wine. And then a trick, Chase gets so bored that he plays music with the wine glasses and liquor instead of water. And then Clay tells Nathan that he wishes Quinn was there. He misses her. Now, I'm kind of surprised, considering we know what Quinn was actually doing while she was gone. I'm surprised she didn't, kind of just drop in for the day, maybe, possibly.
Well, where did she go?
Well, she's supposed to go to Africa, but we know she went to stalk somebody that was stalking them.
Well, maybe she just stayed there because she knew that if she came home, it'd be questionable.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know.
Because maybe he knew it might be hard for her to come back or whatever. Maybe she would have if she actually went, she would have enjoyed herself. So maybe she was like, well, I think it'd be questionable if I just come back. So, and he'll be on to me. So I'll just stay away.
Oh, yeah. It turns out she was supposed to come back for the holiday, but she extended her time for another week. So, yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah. So apparently, yeah, she just needed more time.
But I do find it is weird because, it's the first holiday. Well, not the first holiday, but the first Thanksgiving without their mom. You would think that Quinn would want to be with Haley.
Right, and we still don't know what happened to Taylor either.
Well, I think they just still don't like her for some odd reason. And because you would think they kind of all got back together, right? Everything's good. They made up. All three of them when their mom died, and then never see her again. And I think it's just going they're just kind of going back to, oh, Taylor's a terrible person, like they usually do.
Yeah,
'Cause
this would have been nice if Haley had said that she invited Taylor, but Taylor declined.
Because think about it. When Taylor came into town back in season 2, she did what she did about Haley and Nathan, And then when Haley left, it seemed like she was supporting her sister, which was good to see. And it seemed like everything was fine between the two of them because she was, remember, talking Haley through the whole decision. And remember, because she said, like, oh, but I never had a guy like Nathan. And so, like, it seemed like they had turned a corner, and then the next time you see them is in season 7, and they are at each other's throats again, and it's like, did we not make up? And so that's why I'm like, I think they just keep going back to that. Like, oh, we can make up, but we just still hate her. And also, I think, too, when a lot of families, not most, but a lot of families do usually have falling outs that change the dynamic forever when a parent dies.
Mm-hmm.
Some get closer, some fall apart.
Mm-hmm.
I know from personal experience. So it's like,
Yeah, so do I.
and so that's why I'm like, maybe for them, it was maybe just too hard for Taylor to look at them, knowing, like, their mom is not here. And maybe they had a little falling out after, and Taylor was probably just like, bye. So that's why I'm like, maybe because their mom died. Because remember, didn't Haley say, yeah, Haley said at one point, my mom is the glue
Yeah.
of them. Well, if she's not here, it's broken. So maybe that's also another proof of, like, they probably won't ever be that close again.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's probably what it is.
Right. And then Nathan brings up his college transcripts to Clay and admits that he never graduated. So
Of
Clay tells him,
of course not. He was gonna play in the NBA. He didn't care about college, first of all. And secondly, yeah, he didn't get his degree because I'm sure he already knew he was gonna be drafted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Clay tells him he needs to get those credits to become an agent. And then Brooke thanks Haley for letting them join them for dinner. And she doesn't know how she made the turkey catch on fire. But Haley says at least it wasn't a piano, making a joke at her own, troubled past with her depression.
I'm surprised that they even threw that in there.
Yeah, well, I guess it's been enough time for Haley to be able to joke about it now.
I don't think it's that long.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was like dark.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes you just need to make light of things. And then Brooke asks if Alex is going to join, if Alex can join them as well, because she was supposed to be with them at their house.
And then I thought it was funny because, like, Haley's like, oh, that'd be great, but I invited Mia.
Mm-hmm. Yep, so they know how awkward that would be. But it would be worse if Chase was there too, but the girls, enough was bad, but that's when the doorbell rings, and it's both Mia and Alex standing there with their pictures.
And they look at each other. It was hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, out of all times they get there at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And then Aaron shows up as well. And then the guys are playing cornhole outside. Julian loves how he's being Nathan, even though he's not the one that's an athlete. And Nathan tells him it's not a big deal. And Clay misses his throw completely. And Nathan, telling him, like, why did you just throw that badly? And Clay reminds him that he was shot.
And I love when Nathan goes, yeah, wrong arm. Like, you got shot in that arm.
Yeah, throwing with the other arm, yeah.
It was hilarious.
Mm-hmm. And then Skills makes a comment about the women looking fine today at the house, and Nathan thinks he's talking about Aaron, but Skills meant Sylvia, because we know how he felt about Deb.
Mm-hmm.
And Julian tells him that's his mom, because this was, Deb was way before he joined the picture. So he doesn't know about this.
and like Skills kept going on, and then that's when Julian's like, "Is he serious?" And Nathan goes, "Trust me, he's serious."
Mm-hmm.
And then even after that, he's still going on Sylvia. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my God. I can tell you, like, this episode had comedy all over the place,
Mm-hmm.
especially during cornhole.
Yeah. So it's funny they kept things consistent with Skills and his history, you know?
Yes, I feel like that's the one character that they did good on.
Mm-hmm. And then Jamie is fascinated by the way Erin pronounces her words in her accent, and then doesn't believe that he has one too when she tells him. And then he brings up about her parents, like, why isn't she there with them for Thanksgiving? So she explains that her family doesn't celebrate Thanksgiving. And he asks if she celebrates Christmas, like, will she be with her parents then? And she says she doesn't really speak to them that much because, they don't get along after they had a fight. So that's why. And then Jamie asks her to say more words. So he doesn't bring it up after that. And then Alex goes to say hi to Millie. And Millie wants to hear all about her time working on the movie in Hollywood. But Alex says that they're boring. It's boring. Work, diet. Think about Chase. Think about him some more. And Alex tells Millie to tell her about the small town secrets, especially if they're dirty or about Chase. And Millie says she's boring too. She's been looking for work, and then thinking about Marvin. And Alex asks if she means hooking up with him. And Millie says no, just thinking they were hooking up before, but stopped. And now she's thinking about hooking up with him again. And then Millie checks with Brooke to make sure that they're okay because they haven't talked in a while.
I liked when they hugged and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I would still be mad at Millie.
Yeah. But Brooke says they're okay. It's, Victoria that she's mad about. But it's Thanksgiving, so they should be thankful for what they have, not Victoria and other things. And she says she's like thankful for the carving knife that's there. Because if Victoria were there, she'd be really thankful for it.
Yeah, and I love how like Haley takes the knife away.
Mm-hmm. And then Jamie tries scaring Skills with his handmade turkey, and he tells him not to worry because this one isn't farm fresh, and he named him Feathers. And then asks if the real turkey was cool, and Skills says it wasn't. And Jamie asks if it scared him, but Skills says it didn't, even though we know it did. But Skills wants to know why he's asking so many questions, and Jamie explains he just knows how he acted toward the other animals before. So if he ever needs help with the animals, he's his guy. And then tells him he can give the real turkey his fake turkey because he's probably lonely on Thanksgiving. And Skills calls Jamie's turkey ugly. And then Chase is now throwing ping pong balls, trying to make one in the basket until he finally gets one. I'm surprised he just doesn't close up, by now it seems like he's been there for hours by himself.
I think he probably opened because he has nowhere to go.
Oh, yeah, probably.
That's why I'm like, because remember he came into this school year being like a new kid, remember? So maybe his parents just move away a lot, and so they're not around, so he doesn't have anywhere to go. And so he's like, "Oh, I'll just open the bar. Like maybe I'll meet a friend there." And then no one's there, so he is literally just bored.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Haley tells Nathan she was right about making more food, and he tells her she always knows. And then Nathan mentions to Clay that he needs his degree if he wants to be an agent. And
well,
to
that's
Haley,
what Clay said. Well, yeah, that's what Clay told him. Yeah.
And Haley says he always wanted to finish, and now he has a reason to.
He did win.
Yeah, I don't know. And Nathan reminds her that school was never easy for him, and Haley reminds him that he found a way.
Yeah,
and,
Haley.
Yeah, and he's always gonna be fine because he always does. And Brooke is amazed at all the cooking Haley did and how neat everything looks. And Haley walks in asking Millie and Brooke how the turkey looks, and Millie answers how she likes it dead and cooked from the other chicken familiar.
I also find it funny when Brooke was saying all that of like how clean and like organized, because it's like, first of all, you lived with her. Secondly, do you remember when Nathan and Haley got married? Remember, like Haley was always like cooking and cleaning and trying to be like this perfect little wife. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, hey, Brooke, do you not remember any of that? Like, I remember, I think, wasn't she kind of making jokes about Haley back then? And yet you don't realize like that's who she is.
Yeah, well, I guess it's just because it's a big meal for a lot of people, maybe.
Yeah, but I could see Haley being like to her like her mom. Like I could see like Haley and her mom probably like at Thanksgiving when she got older, like cooking in the kitchen. Um, and that like Taylor would probably be like just hanging out watching football or something where Haley's in the kitchen. So she learned how to do all that. And
Mhm.
maybe one day she just was like to her mom in her 20s or something, she was like, "Can I do it myself? Like, I want to host or something." And they did. And she probably just always continued.
Mhm.
I mean, we would never know because we never saw it, but that's just in my head.
Right. And then Julian is recording Brooke, and he tells her that he's so thankful for her that he's gonna take a break from filming because apparently he's been
Thank
filming every day.
thank God. And also, could you live with the person that's filming you every single day?
No.
I would, and he just comes out of nowhere too with that camera. I'd be like,
Mhm.
okay, we're gonna need time and dates when we're filming because
Mhm.
all day or anytime you feel like picking up the camera.
Right.
No, I can't live with that. Like
Mhm.
you just think like in the morning you walk out of your bedroom and oh, there's the camera. It's like
Mhm.
no. And
Right.
so that's why I definitely could not live with somebody that was always recording me like that. Mm-mm.
Mhm. And then it was funny how Sylvia asked Brooke, Haley, and Mary if they want wine.
Who?
Well, she called Millie
Oh,
Mary,
oh yeah. Well, she
and
drunk.
yeah, Millie corrects her and says she'll have some, and Haley says she's pregnant, and Brooke says she's good, and she says that at least Millie is having fun. And just then Victoria shows up,
Mm-mm.
and Brooke immediately grabs Millie's glass
Yeah,
of wine in her hand and chugs it,
yeah.
and then
Oh, then
you
she
know,
tried. Yeah, that's where she tried to grab the knife, and then
yeah,
Haley
Millie,
took that.
it was Millie actually,
Oh, Millie, it was funny.
yeah, yeah. It was just a good callback too because she was talking about the knife earlier as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then Brooke asks Victoria, why is she there? And Victoria says she just got out of prison. And Brooke says she doesn't care, not even if she crawled out of her own coffin. And then Victoria calls Brooke, being a drama queen. And Brooke asks if she wants dramatic. If she wants dramatic, they have a carving knife right there and she's not afraid to use it. And tries to grab it again. But, Millie blocks her hand. And then Brooke tells Victoria, like the last time they saw each other, that she never wanted to speak to her again. She told her. And Victoria says that's true. She doesn't want to speak to her. And Brooke tells her, good, because she doesn't want to speak to her either.
Yeah,
So
so
why
she
doesn't she
said,
leave?
yeah, and then that's when Sylvia comes in, and they introduce each other.
Yeah, so I wonder how Sylvia was even able to contact Victoria, even knowing what prison she was at and everything.
I feel like Brooke probably in her venting stage either said it or Julian said it because remember he's very close to his mother,
Hmm.
so he
And
probably said where she was.
yeah. So, because I mean, it could be possible that Sylvia bailed her out, possibly. I don't know.
Well, also too, depending on the state, because I don't know North Dakota or North Carolina, but like for us, we only have one women's prison.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
if
I'm not
you're
even
if
right down.
so if you're gonna go to prison in Michigan, you're only gonna go to one. So it could be like that. I mean, again, I don't know how North Carolina is, but for us at least, if you know they're in Michigan, you know where they are.
Right. Yeah, I just wonder if it's like easy to, contact someone, even if you're not related to them or anything.
I mean, probably. I mean, I feel like sometimes might get surprise visitors.
Yeah, and if anything, I'm surprised that Victoria would accept Sylvia's invitation, even though she never met her before or anything like that.
Well, and two, maybe Sylvia had wrote to her first and like introduced herself and
Mm.
then showed up or something. You know what I mean?
Or
Like
maybe dropped by during a visit or something.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, maybe she visited her and then they were writing or something. Could be.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, too bad we don't have a little bit more details of this and how it happened. So yeah, so the, mother of Brooke and the mother of Julian meet and talk. And Sylvia tells Brooke, a lady gets out of the big house, deserves a nice big glass of wine. And Victoria says at least someone has some manners. And she and Brooke give each other looks. And then Millie asks Brooke if she's really going to let her mom and her future mom-in-law bond. It's a bad idea. And Brooke says it's fine. They can just hate each other. And then hopefully they'll both leave.
So she really let her out?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Well, how do you think that Sylvie even knew?
Well, I don't know. I mean, Julian probably told her at some point,
No, I'm saying like, because you're thinking that she contacted Victoria.
Well, just the way that they just got it alone so quickly and everything. I don't know.
I think Sylvia was just trying to be nice, and she was also drunk.
Well, actually,
That's the way I took it.
at the end, that's when Sylvia tells Brooke that she invited her. She invited Victoria.
Because I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, but they never said how. She never says like I called her or something. So I'm just wondering how. But Alex is playing Guitar Hero with Jamie, and Mia's annoyed about that. Haley likes it, and Mia says, they can't poison Alex's drink or maybe put a laxative in her stuffing or something. But Haley gives her food to calm down. And Mia then asks Erin if she knows any Irish curses. And Erin quotes, "May your pipe never smoke and your teapot be broke. May your temples wear horns, toes, many corns. May you keep to your bed till the hour you are dead," or something like that, she says. And there's silence and looks from Haley and Mia. And then Haley gives Erin the green stuffed dish now. And then Chase actually took the time to make Thanksgiving-themed drinks, which already isn't a good sign.
Again, he was bored.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and apparently there's like 3 different ones: cranberry sauce, pumpkin pie, and stuffing. And the stuffing one was the worst, making him spit it out. And then Brooke is watching her mom and Sylvia talk outside with their drinks. And then she tells Sylvia she's supposed to be making Victoria uncomfortable so that she leaves. And yet she's bonding with her.
That was funny because she's like, "Why are you bonding?" And she goes, "It's Thanksgiving, Brooke."
Mm-hmm.
That was funny.
So Haley asks if Brooke is having fun. And Brooke says, this Thanksgiving sucks. And Haley also thinks she needs the green stuff. And Brooke thinks she's making a money joke, but Haley clarifies she meant Jello salad. And then some of them are playing football, and Jamie is a captain.
Okay, this whole thing, we don't have to go through the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
But this scene was a layer. Like, this is probably one of my favorite scenes of all time.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely up there. And because on the one team, it's Jamie. Because who was on Jamie's team? Wasn't it Skills?
Yeah, he picked Skills and Brooke. And then
did he pick Alex?
Millie, Julian. Where is Alex?
Because I know one had Mia and one had Alex.
Yeah, yeah, so Jamie picked Julian, and Julian is stoked and does his unusual high five with Jamie, and that makes Jamie switch out Julian with Alex. That's what happened.
Okay. So
Yeah.
then Mia went with Nathan.
Yeah.
So it was funny though, because like even because Julian's like last pick, and then Nathan's like, "Clay." And he's like, "I got a shot." Like, "No." And he's like, "Yeah, sure." Like, like
Yeah.
basically, "I'll still take you even if you can't throw anything."
Yep.
It was hilarious. And
Yeah.
Julian just like, "What? Why not me?" It was just too funny.
Yeah, so President try to get Chester to join the team or something next.
Right? Or we'll just have an odd number.
Mm-hmm.
And so then they're playing, and at first it's all cute, with like Brooke and Julian and stuff, and even like Mouth and Millie. But then takes the turn between Alex and Mia.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, that was just crazy.
Yep.
But also hilarious and so entertaining.
Right. But then they ruin the game in the process.
Yeah, then no one's having fun.
Mm-hmm. And Julian and Nathan have to pull them apart. And then that's when Quinn is standing there.
Oh, and I did love how even when they were playing, Skills was still looking at Sylvia.
Yeah.
That part was funny too.
Mm-hmm. And Victoria was being mean to Brooke, like always. Yeah, so Quinn finally gets there, and she wants to go home with Clay. And then Clay tells her that he really wanted to eat the turkey, and then thinks about it and changes his mind. And then back at Trick, Chase is so bored that he starts making sounds like a turkey would as a customer walks in, sits down at the bar. But he doesn't notice him, of course, and starts moving like a turkey now, still not seeing the guy. And the guy decides to leave because Chase is just too weird. And Clay still doesn't see him as he walks out. And then Haley tells Quinn she's so glad she's back and, asks about her trip. And Quinn says it was work, so there's nothing to say, which we know later exactly there's a lot to say. And Haley keeps asking her questions, so Quinn tells her that she'll tell her everything later because she's exhausted and she just wants Clay to take her home, which is probably like partly the truth. But she knows it's Thanksgiving and she did an amazing job cooking. And that's when Haley gives Quinn the containers of food because she knows her sister so well.
Oh, and also she's so exhausted. She looks beautiful exhausted.
And
I wish I looked like that at being exhausted.
Yeah, and apparently getting off that long plane ride too.
And you would think that they would have just made her hair a little messy or something. You know what I mean? Like, come on now.
Yeah.
Because that's not what you look like.
And then Haley brings everyone their plates of food to eat at the table with Alex holding ice to her face after fighting with Alex.
Wait, what?
With Mia, I meant. And then Victoria is about to sit with Brooke and Julian, but Brooke tells her not to even think about it. So then Sylvia tells Victoria she saved a seat next to her. And then Alex tells Millie, doesn't Mia look like a turkey? Trying to, make fun of her one last time. But Millie says not really. And then Haley gives her little speech about, being thankful and everybody taking turns.
Yeah, and everybody's of course still trying to go after each other. And Haley's all like, that's when Haley just breaks it all up about her mom and how she wishes she was there. Which I thought was nice because, I mean, I do think people need to hear that.
But it was cute when Jamie said that he's grateful for his big brother and Haley says her sister.
Your baby brother, you. That was funny.
Yeah. And then Jamie, it was funny how Jamie tells Mia that his mom told him they have to switch seats because her and Alex were fighting too much still. And then Victoria wants more wine and asks Brooke to pass it. But Brooke says she would, but it looks like her and Sylvia drank it all. And then Haley says she's thankful that she has more wine in the kitchen. And Nathan says he's thankful that his wife needs help. And Julian tells him to please come back, which was funny. Yeah, so there's like Alex and Mia and Victoria and Brooke going at it. And they're just going back and forth.
And also the fact that Haley had set up all this table space. You know what I mean? Because we would have had to see that, you know what I mean, of like them trying to set up. Like when Julian got there, he probably would have had help Nathan with the tables and everything. And it's like,
yeah, I guess
all so perfect. Nobody was helping.
Right. And then, so Sylvia goes on to say what she's thankful for, but Mia interrupted, before Mia interrupted her and says that she's thankful for her baby boy and that she could bring Brooke and Victoria together. So that's when it's revealed. And, because it's Thanksgiving, she says, and that's when Brooke takes the new bottle of wine and chugs it.
Mia said that?
No.
Oh, Mia was talking first, and then Sylvia interrupted. Okay.
Yeah. And then, so Brooke's just chugging more wine. And Victoria asks if she can have some before she drinks it all, but Brooke tells her no. Because she decided to stop giving things away like she was talking about earlier. And, Nathan gives Victoria a bottle of wine so they can stop fighting about the wine. And Brooke says she knows what she's not thankful for. And then Haley stands up knowing it's going to get bad.
Yeah,
So
that's
to
why I
stop
said,
it, yeah.
gave a whole speech, and everybody had to
Yeah.
shut up and be like, uh-oh.
Mm-hmm. And then, even Haley talks to Mia and Alex about fighting over a boy, when they have the world at their fingertips, what some, wouldn't give to be living their dream. So they should focus on what they have. And then they all do cheers. And then later on, most of the ladies are in the kitchen taking care of the dishes with that stereotype, and the guys are doing whatever. And Alex thanks Haley for letting her be there today. The food was amazing and the company was almost amazing, me and Mia. So Mia gives her a look while Haley tells her, you're welcome and to take leftovers. And Mia comments that she already did that. So Haley tells her to shush. And then Mia asks Haley if she can take... I'm sorry. Alex asks Haley if she can take a pie for Chase. And Haley tells her she can, but Mia was the one that made it. She tells her no. And then they fight over that. And then they're just like acting like little kids, fighting over the pie and Chase. And then Brooke tells Julian, they're fighting over Chase, not the pie. And Julian laughs, and Haley said the pie made more sense. And then Julian decides to hold up his camera and says he knows who Chase likes because he recorded him earlier. So they watch the tape in the living room of Chase, and they agree that whoever Chase says that he likes more, they'll be with, and the other girl will back down.
I'm sorry, but like, again, it goes back to like, they can never like really truly be civil unless you stop liking the person. But like, if you still like the person, you're still gonna go at that person.
Yeah.
Especially if this is some kind of weird love triangle. Like, of course, they're still gonna continue the bad behavior. And also, if Chase would have just been freaking honest to begin with, this would never have happened.
Right.
But he kind of pitted them against each other.
But then on his tape, he still says that they chose for him. And he wants to be with a girl who really wants to be with him, not someone who lies to him or broke up with him by text. So he thinks he should be by himself for a while. So the girls didn't expect that. Mia thought he'd choose Alex, while Alex thought he'd choose her, and then maybe Mia. And then they have the pie, and Alex admits that it's good. And then Brooke and Haley talk, and she tells her she's sorry her mom wasn't there today, and she'd be proud of her, and she's so much like her. And Haley tells Brooke, thank you for saying that, and that her mom isn't ever very far because she's in her heart, which was nice to hear after the very hard arc that she had with her grief. And then Brooke tells Haley that she must think she's awful for, fighting with Victoria. She just wasn't prepared to see her today and not ready to forgive her yet. But Haley understands.
Well, and also, like, Haley had a different relationship with her mom. She liked her mom.
Right.
Like, Victoria has done so much bad things to Brooke. Like, of course, Brooke would be like, I cannot stand her. I think all these horrible things of her, as anybody would if they were dealing with her. So yeah, I'm like, I mean, you have to remember, she also said she never wanted her. Remember that? So I don't know, that would stick with me. So like, yeah, like again, Haley came from a loving family, so she can't really judge Brooke because she didn't walk through her shoes.
Right. Yeah, most people in real life wouldn't, have any contact with their parent after that at all.
No.
But Brooke let Victoria come back again and again and was let down each time eventually by her.
But I mean, there are some people that do, and you are always like, but why? Like, you could do so much better. Like, you could be happier if you just cut that person out. But I don't know if it's just because they're so used to the toxic environment that they just continue to let that person in, even though they're bad for them and have done bad things. I don't know. Because I've always wondered that about people, because I'm like, why? Like, just like leave, like cut them out. But it's obviously harder to do than to say.
Yeah, well, it's different depending on the dynamic here, because parent and child is different than like a relationship or something. Because with the parent, they always say like forgive your parents, to the kid. They always said that. I
Well,
remember.
that's what I'm saying. It's easier. It's harder to cut them out when that's all you're used to. And
Mhm.
like, yeah, for anybody else to be like, just leave them, like cut them out of your life, like they're toxic, your parent. Like that's a lot easier to say than actually having to do it.
Mhm.
Because somehow the parent usually sucks themselves back in.
Right.
Yeah.
But Haley still tells Brooke, if she can try to fix it, try and don't waste a lot of time, because she might not have it. Meaning how like she didn't have a lot of time with her mom, but
Yeah, but again, it'd be okay. Because it's Victoria.
hmm yeah. And Brooke tells Haley she's thankful she's such a good friend, and Haley says she's grateful she got to watch her chug wine out of a bottle
That was funny.
twice technically, but I think she only saw it the second time. And then Victoria tells Sylvia she had a good time with her today, and Brooke then runs into Victoria on her way out, and they barely acknowledge each other. And Victoria tells Sylvia she'll see her next week for drinks and lunch, so they're already friends. And then Sylvia explains that she invited Victoria because she just got out of prison and thought she would want to see her. But Brooke
Who
tells
would
her,
want to see the person that almost put them in
yeah, I don't think Sylvia knows the whole story.
Like, I could see if, Victoria got herself in some legal trouble, then okay. But she got Brooke in the legal trouble. Like,
Mhm,
that's different than getting yourself in the legal like, if you signed those documents yourself of yourself and not me, then yeah, I'd be like, "Oh, I miss you," because I still like the person you are, you know what I mean?
mhm,
But, like but I'm sorry, but if you're gonna sign my name and then I'm up to go to nope, that's totally different than I won't miss you at all. So that's why I'm like, I don't think Brooke would miss Victoria. I'm sorry.
mhm.
Or at least she shouldn't.
Right. Yeah, so Brooke at least was honest here with Sylvia, and like says she didn't want to see her, and she knows she means well, but she doesn't have to help, all the time.
Also, yeah, Sylvia should just butt out of other people's
Mhm.
relationships.
It was nice to see that Sylvia admits that she was wrong about this choice, inviting Victoria. And, she just wants everybody to be happy. And that's when Brooke tells her, if it weren't for her, she wouldn't have Julian. So she already gave her a lot of happy. So that was nice. But then we know they kind of had their own few later on as well. But Haley gives Erin leftovers, and Erin tells her it meant everything to, invite her for the holiday and be nice to see people being there, caring about each other so much. And then that's when Haley mentioned she overheard her and Jamie talking about her parents, that she doesn't talk to them that much. So that's when Erin admits that she doesn't talk to them at all because they didn't support her, passion for music. Told her she was wasting her life and her time.
Isn't that terrible? Like, how do you have a kid and then you don't support their dream?
That can be very common depending on the family and the household and everything.
Well, I know it's just hard because, like, if we had kids, whatever their dream is would become our dream for them.
Mm-hmm.
It would be like kind of how Dan was, not to the extent, but like Dan wanted that for Nathan
Mm-hmm.
because I do think Nathan wanted that.
Right.
So he just kind of helped make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Just in obviously the worst way possible.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like that. Like he still dreamed it for him. And it's like, how do you not? But I know there are plenty of parents that don't. But
Yeah.
it's just hard to like see that because like you just don't like. And at that point, it's like, yeah, if you become successful, that's when you go, look at me.
Mm-hmm.
So all the downers.
Yeah. Like, I had different dreams than what my parents had, and they couldn't really fully accept that either. So apparently she got into a big fight with her parents, and they just haven't really spoken since.
Understandable.
And so I wonder if that was she didn't really make it sound like it was. Well, I mean, it did. Like, is that why she left Ireland to pursue music in the US? She doesn't really
Probably.
say. I mean, don't know how the music business is over there. It's probably bigger over here, but
Yeah, I don't know if she had more chances over here or she just wanted to totally move and get as far away from them as possible.
yeah, probably both, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I liked how Haley told her then they're just gonna have to prove them wrong.
Hmm.
But then do we see her again after this? I don't remember.
I think we might see her like a couple times, but it's not like we see her like we see Mia.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
you know how we see Mia on stage and like we know her career is going somewhere.
Yeah.
And
So
I think it's kind of like a Grubs thing.
yeah.
They're there, she makes like an album and then she's gone, never heard of again.
Yeah. So Million and Mouth talk how, they were happy to spend today together. And then Millie tells Mouth that he can kiss her now. Before he can do that, though, the turkey makes some noise. So I wonder if they obviously didn't keep it, but I'm surprised they still had it at this point. Like, I'm surprised they didn't like try to drop it off somewhere like at a farm. That's probably what they did anyways. Just kind of surprised they just left it there alone at the apartment.
And it didn't get into trouble.
Yeah, I mean, there was a cage, but I feel like a turkey could probably find a way out of that thing anyhow.
Or it still make a mess inside the cage where, if it's like flopping the wings and stuff, it'd get all over the place.
Yeah.
Because I had a bird. Well, I had two. They were messy. Like every time, like they would like fly around the cage, like they would get all over the place. It drove me nuts.
Right. And then Chase wipes down the bottle that he drank earlier with only a little bit left in it. And then Clay catches Quinn getting out of bed and asks where she's going, and she says she's going to develop pictures from her trip. And then Brooke thinks about her feel like cooking Thanksgiving dinner, and Julian says it might have been okay if his mom didn't spray it. And Brooke laughs and says it still wouldn't have. And then says after everything that's happened, maybe it's okay in a way, because she learned, the important people and the important things, they don't go away. And he's still there. And Julian tells her that he's never going to leave. And then Jamie breaks the wishbone with Haley, and it's even. So Jamie says both of their wishes are going to come true. And Haley tells Nathan that when it comes to school, he has more determination than anyone she knows, and she believes in him. And that she wished that he would believe in himself as much as she believes in him. And then Quinn is developing her pictures, but we see they're not from her trip to Africa, but from her trip to stalking Katie wherever she is.
How does she know where she's at?
I don't know. I mean,
because they
caught.
they never arrested her because they found out days later about what happened to Quinn and Clay. So it's not like they found her. And Quinn and Clay were in a coma for a very long time, where it wasn't like when the police arrived, they were able to give, I know who did it, or even I think I know who did it, because they didn't tell anybody besides each other about Katie. Like Nathan and Haley didn't know. So like, because think about it, if they knew, they would have told the police, you need to find this Katie girl. But like, they didn't know. So the police, so at that point, Katie had so much time and days to get away.
Yeah, distance herself.
Yeah.
And they never really could have proof that she was even there in the first place either. I mean, I think she touched the curtains briefly, but that would have been all the DNA they could have got from her. And they did have cameras, though, supposedly.
But did they have the cameras after the attack? Remember? Because they definitely showed the camera.
Oh, right. I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm thinking
Halloween, yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking to make sure Quinn felt okay and Clay, like they got cameras.
The timeline wrong. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just like, and also she can dye her hair, right? Because that's what she did. So all she's gonna, like, if you're smart, you're gonna dye your hair back to brown or black or something that's not blonde.
Right.
Like, I don't know, there's just like other ways. And again, the fact that Clay and Quinn were the only two that knew and the only two out of it. So yeah, she had a long time to, because think about it, it was a couple of weeks that they were in the hospital. So by the time they could remember anything, Yeah, she had weeks to get away,
Yeah, she took him in states away, at least. Yeah.
if not out of the country.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's why I'm like, how does she know where she is unless she put a little tracker on the girl?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we don't get small details like, Sylvia getting Victoria or, talking to her at least, to invite her to Thanksgiving dinner and how she would even know that she was getting out that day too. So I'm wondering like, did she bail her out? So
Well, that's what I'm just thinking. Maybe Julian told her.
yeah, possibly. But then Brooke didn't know either. So
Well, maybe
how would
Julian.
he, like, say, how would he know, but not Brooke? Yeah, I don't
Maybe.
know.
Well, maybe there was like she was notified, but she didn't want to like read a letter or something, so Julian did.
I
I
think he
don't
would
know.
have warned her if that happened.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. A lot of loopholes
But yeah, this one is, I think, a huge one because
and plot
how?
holes. I mean, yeah.
Because again, Quinn was also at Haley's when she got out, and then she was with Clay for what, a week or a couple days, and then he told her to go to Africa. So it's like, how did she have time to do all this research on her?
Because like we never even see her like get the opportunity to go. Because
Right. We
didn't
didn't
they
hear. Well, he said, because didn't she get the opportunity before she went to Utah or something? But we didn't hear about it until after she came out of the hospital.
I don't even remember.
Yeah, I think it was. I think she got the offer, but again, we didn't know because it was season 7. So we
Hmm.
didn't know about it until she got out of the hospital. And it was kind of like, what? That didn't make any sense because we would have known about it at Utah. And the other thing was like too, like nowadays you can really try to stalk somebody if you want.
Hmm. Yeah.
But back then, there wasn't too many places in 2010 to stalk people.
Yeah, unless
Like
like
the
Facebook.
day and well, yeah, but that's it. But if
Hmm.
she doesn't have a Facebook, then how are you gonna find her?
Hmm.
Like nowadays, like I said, nowadays it's a little bit easier. I'm not.
Hmm.
It's not all the way there, but like you can still try to stalk somebody more than you could back then. So I'm like, how would she even know? Because like now
Hmm.
you could be like, oh well, this person probably doesn't like Katie probably doesn't have a Facebook, but if you know her, a friend of hers, or you know what I mean, maybe then you can go stalk them. Maybe they have a picture or whereabouts of, you know what I mean, like that kind of thing. Like you can go and stalk family and friends and coworkers and like you can really stalk people. So it's crazy that like back in 2010 they didn't really have that.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is if Katie was still very mentally unwell, thinking she was still Sarah, she could have maybe made a fake Facebook page as Sarah and maybe was kind of documenting where she was, acting like maybe she was on a vacation or somewhere with like friends, and that's why she wasn't with Clay. Exactly, maybe. I don't know. That's all I can think of.
Yeah, I don't know, like I do wish, like especially this one, because again it's a huge thing. It's like Victoria going to prison, like it's such a huge thing. Like I wish we would get more detail
Hmm.
because again you can't just throw us a huge story like that, which is a good story, her going after her, but like
Hmm.
how does she know?
Right.
Same thing with Victoria. Can't give us a big story of her going to prison and then she really doesn't go.
Yeah, because I can't remember if Clay finds out like soon or like last second about her finding Katie. Because I don't remember him asking like, "How did you find her?" or something like that.
I feel like it's like last second.
Maybe. Yeah,
That
I
he
don't remember.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. He told her last second.
Yeah, and yeah. So.
I think it's when she gets so invested in this that he's like, "What is going on?" Like,
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
think that's when it is.
Hmm.
I just
But
don't know when.
yeah, it is a good plot that like Katie became so obsessed with Clay, and now Quinn's so obsessed with Katie. I kind of
Well, I
works for
mean,
me.
if you think about it, you probably would too about the person that tried to kill you.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's a good plot. Yeah.
Like, Katie has no reason to be obsessed with Clay, but like Quinn does. I'm sorry, but if you forget trying to go after Clay for a second, like wanting to be with him, like drop that for a second. Somebody that tried to take your life. Yeah, I'm not gonna let that one go either. So she has every right. And then again, on top of it, her trying to go and be with Clay. It's like, come on now, girl. But yeah, I mean, I would not let that go if I was
Right.
Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
And it is weird how Clay just kind of does want to let it go. Like, dude. He also, remember in the hospital, he thought it was his fault. Well, and I mean, it kind of was because he let her in. But it's just like, Clay, I mean, I would think the person that thought it was their fault and believed it, you would think they would be the one obsessed with going after her, versus the other person.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess maybe that's why they did it that way, because it would be obvious for Clay to be like, I'm just never gonna let this go. She hurt Quinn. She tried to take us both out. Like, it's all my fault. Like, I definitely want to go after her. Maybe that's why they made it Quinn, because it would be obvious if it was him. Like, we would be like, yep, it's definitely Clay out of the two.
Right.
So, for me, the high was the whole Thanksgiving at Nathan and Haley's. It was hilarious. Like I said, this was definitely a comedy episode. It was just hilarious, and like all the drama was just so good and funny. And like, again, everyone's mad at everybody, and going after each other just like they were at poker. Like, again, like when everyone's together and they all met it, it's funny.
Yeah.
Like, this is why they should have done more, like, of them all together, because it's just funny. And then obviously the actual game was funny. And see, all that was just funny to me and fun to watch. And then the low was Chase. Like, honestly, I wish we could have cut him out of this, all of his scenes, and just put more of the entertainment, which was the whole episode, of the rest of them. Because you could have done more scenes, I feel like, and more fun of them at Thanksgiving than Chase.
Yeah, so you think they should have just mentioned that he was just at Trick all day and that was it?
Yeah, like Mouth could have been like, yeah, Chase is running the bar. Like, because he still said it in here. Like, he wanted to keep the bar open. Cool. We know where he is. So let's just continue with the rest of them having fun. Like, I could have just done a whole episode of just them having fun like that and going back at each other. Like, that was really all we needed to see. I didn't need to see Chase. I honestly, those are like the fast forward moments that you could do. Yeah, I did not need. He didn't even talk to anybody himself. Like, it was so boring and honestly stupid to watch. Like, oh my God. Like, I couldn't even imagine trying to film that. If I was him, I'd be like, this is what I'm getting today. I would
Well,
rather not be in the episode.
it was funny, at least with the customer part.
Nah, but it was still stupid. Like, so yeah, I would have definitely cut him out of this episode. Again, it would have been hilarious if he just showed up. Again, give us a little bit more entertaining things besides somebody just at the bar being kind of stupid. Because
Yeah,
it was stupid.
Yeah, you think that by the end, like, he would join them or they would join him or, a few of them or somebody.
Or he would walk in and Mia and Alex would hit him or something. Funny. After like they watched the video or something. I don't know. Just something of like, give me more entertainment than him at the dang bar.
Right.
Because that just wasn't funny. So cut it out.
Yeah, the two of them probably could have met him at the bar later, like after dinner, and told him, like, we saw your tape, but, from Jillian. So, we, respect her decision and not choosing either one of us.
They could have just slapped him because he was playing them both along, like stringing them both along. Like, no. So, well, they went after each other physically. So, like, they need to go after him next. So yeah, what was your high and low?
Yeah, the high was the whole Thanksgiving Day at Nathan and Haley's. And then the low was just Quinn kind of missing it, because we know later she was, probably just getting back home, but still it wasn't her job. It was because of Katie. So she could have, had this Thanksgiving with everybody and had like a highlight of the year after everything that's gone down. And then yeah, so that was just a little with her missing out on the fun. And then rating.
Okay. Okay, I know Chase is in it. I'm gonna just ignore his scenes. And I'm gonna give it a 10. Because it really is one of my favorite episodes. Like, if I had to go back and like pick 10 to rewatch, just like if you're bored or whatever, like this would be one of them. Because it's just so funny. I told you, like, I think, okay, don't you kind of feel like seasons like 1 through 4, like when they were in high school, there was comedy, but a lot of it was drama. Like, they filled it with drama, as they should. It's a drama show. But don't you think, like, they, especially when Chad and Hillary left, there were more moments of comedy and scenes and storylines than anything
Yeah.
than ever before? I feel like it got lighter in a way.
Yeah,
Like, it wasn't so drama filled. It was more lighthearted, funny, and stories wrapped, where like the rest of them were kind of just lingering, and it was like another drama, which again, obviously. But like, yeah, I feel like as the seasons progressed, especially when they left, it was just like, obviously people were still going through stuff, but like how they always made it around the situations too was lighthearted. And that's why I'm like, I don't know like what the difference was, but I just feel like I feel like that's why I feel like there's like a different portion of the show. Like, there's the one that's like full drama, and then there's one that's like the lighthearted comedy drama of the show. So again, I like them both, but I feel like the last couple seasons, that's what it became. So yeah, this episode, I'm gonna give it a 10. It's one of my top 10 favorites. What about you?
Yeah, I say 9.5.
Are you taking that point off or half a point because of Chase?
No, I didn't mind Chase.
Oh,
yeah, I don't know. I'm really tired of the whole Alex and Mia love triangle thing.
I know. I don't. It's annoying, but like, it's funny. Like, it was just funny. Like, you have to admit, like, it was funny.
Yeah, I just don't love I don't really like love triangles.
Well, I don't either. That's why he just needed to choose one. And it was like the whole, I'm gonna choose me. You know what? You stirred this whole thing up. No, you don't get to choose yourself. Well, I honestly don't think that Chase should be with anyone that's an actress or a singer, just because they go out of town. Oh, God forbid they have to leave you for months on end, and maybe not talk to you because of the time difference.
Right.
Like, think about it. That was his issue with Mia, right? Then he goes and dates Alex, who's an actress. Then gets mad at her for leaving. Make that make sense. Stop dating people that have jobs that leave. You need someone that's in Tree Hill, will stay there forever with you.
I mean, like Alex, it just seemed like more that he was mad that she didn't tell him that she was going to leave.
Yeah, but then when she said we still have a week, he was like, "No, we're good. Like, we're done."
Right, yeah.
Because like when he walked out, she was like, "I thought we were going to spend like the last week together." And he had just, nope. And it's like, really? So, but again, again, like, stop dating them. No, but you have to admit, like, Chase does seem like the person that just wants somebody that's gonna just be there. Not, I have to go out of town
Right.
and don't come with me. Or as in, he didn't even go to visit really anyone, did he?
No.
So, like, again, that's on you. Because anyone else that was in a relationship, they would try to go visit that person.
Mm-hmm.
At least once. Not him. So yeah, he just needs somebody that's not them, that have a different job.
I think he tried to do that with Brooke after high school, but I can't remember. I think maybe Victoria told Brooke that she shouldn't date him or something. There was some reason they didn't see each other in California. I can't
Well,
remember.
well, yeah. I mean, once Victoria got her little hooks on Brooke, that was over.
Hmm.
Because remember, Victoria didn't want her to date anyone. She just wanted to be seen with all the guys. She just didn't want her to date any of them because it would take away from the business.
Mm-hmm.
So, that was her whole thing.
Right.
And plus, I do think she probably felt like Chase wasn't good for her.
Yeah.
And then who was your best and worst?
Best was Haley just because she, opened her home up for everybody for Thanksgiving dinner and, encouraged Nathan to get his last few credits so he can be an agent and, invite Erin as well and help her with her music. And then the worst was Sylvia because she invited Victoria without telling Brooke, thinking it was a good idea, even though I feel like she probably didn't know the extent of Victoria and Brooke's relationship, but still, like, not giving her a heads up beforehand was so bad. And just Sylvia just annoys me when it comes to Brooke because she doesn't treat her very well like Victoria. So,
But then said she like wishes she had a daughter or something like her.
yeah, like she goes back and forth, like, being nice to her, like Victoria, being nice, being mean. So yeah.
Yeah. So for me, yeah, my best is Haley. My worst was Sylvia too, because also who invites people to someone else's house that they don't even
Right.
know the
Yeah.
person. Okay, it's okay. I get like Brooke because like Brooke and Haley are close, right?
Mm-hmm.
So her inviting Alex, whatever, because like they're close. But like, and also Haley has met Alex.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to Sylvia. Haley doesn't even really know you. You're only invited because of Brooke, but you don't even know Haley, and you're going to invite Victoria, who just got out of prison that Brooke doesn't even know about. You're going to invite her to Haley's house.
Mm-hmm.
I would be like, what? If like, see, Haley's a good person because of like, why is Victoria at my house?
Right.
Yeah, I'm like, that makes no sense. Like, who in their right mind invites somebody else to somebody's house
Mm-hmm.
for a holiday?
Right.
I'm like, come on. Because again, you have to make sure that person has food for that person.
Mm-hmm.
That, again, very inconsiderate. Also, Haley's pregnant. So does she really want to sit there and, be in the kitchen all day on her feet? No, she does not.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Well,
about that. And yeah, she did all that. Wow.
so I'm just like, that's what annoys me. Like, who does that to somebody?
Mm-hmm.
And Haley just smiled her way through it, but I would have been like, listen, little Sylvia, you need to leave.
Yeah, and luckily they had a big enough house too to have everybody, even if they had enough food, would they have enough seats?
Yeah.
Is another question.
Yeah. So I was just kind of like, that annoyed me for Haley because no, you're lucky you're invited.
Yeah.
You don't get to sit there and invite others.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that annoyed me too. And also, she just wouldn't let it go when Brooke was like, I don't want to talk to her. She's like, but it's Thanksgiving. Who the heck
Mm-hmm.
cares if it's Christmas? Like,
Right.
I don't care. I don't like this woman,
Mm-hmm.
as in Brooke, as in Victoria. So like, if somebody wants to be left alone from somebody else, you just have to let them deal with it on their own.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get involved. And that's the problem. She gets involved. She gets involved with Brooke and Julian's relationship. She gets involved with Brooke and Victoria. She thinks she's mommy dearest over here.
Mm-hmm.
and she's just annoying. So yeah, I didn't like that either. But yeah, the one that definitely pushed me over the edge was the whole inviting Victoria to someone else's house that you don't even know the person.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, think about she said about Haley's sister, whose name was Quint. So that's how much you care
Yeah.
about getting to know somebody.
Or calling Millie Mary.
Yeah, like you don't even know people's names, and you're
Except-
gonna sit there
except
and
for
do
Victoria. She knows
Yeah.
Victoria's.
that. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what's the next episode?
Episode 10 lists plans.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thanks for listening.
Yep, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to this episode of Duo Chat. If you want to chime in with your opinion about the episode and the show we discussed, you can email us at duochatpodcast@gmail.com. And to keep up with updates about the podcast, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube at Duo Chat Podcast. And give us a review wherever you listen to podcasts. We would appreciate it.